Hello, everyone, and I hope you are all doing good. I'm here back again, and today I just want us to see this kind of cruel and a lot of manipulation from the institution, and by that I mean the royal family striking back at the BBC following the interviews of Prince Harry and also Richard H. So, my people, this is actually the most scaring part of it all. The palace is pushing BBC to make corrections, asking them to put the palace statement to across. And this interview really shook them. They are in shock. I'm very sure there are a lot of meltdowns in the palace. And they have asked for the TV interview to put a disclaimer that they didn't challenge Harry in the interview. They have also asked BBC Radio to add that disclaimer on the phone interview they had with Richard H., who agreed with Prince Harry that indeed this ruling was an establishment stitch-up as payback for Brexit. And now, they release the world in watching and listening session. My people, we are here to just see the kind of trouble that the royal family and the entire institution is bringing to Harry's life. Let me just begin by saying that Harry's interview was something that definitely could shake the royal family. So they are shaken, and the only thing they had to do to protect themselves is to just strike back at BBC and to even threaten them. Honestly, you can't say that Harry's words were lies because even from the look of things, if you people got to watch that interview, you could even see how Prince Harry himself is so emotional and just broken, which my people, I know every one of you is understanding Prince Harry's situation. Prince Harry has faced a growing backlash from the royal family because honestly, just making an interview and speaking out what you have in your heart is bringing all these kind of cruel attacks. And the BBC have released a statement regarding that. So basically, it's like BBC is kneeling down, begging for forgiveness. I don't know, such kind of thing. Because from the statement they released, according to my own opinion, it has come straight from the palace. And it proves how sinister all this is becoming. Why are they so rattled? Let me just ask that question, because if they do not feel guilty of whatever Harry is saying, why are they running up and down trying to prove themselves right? And what actually happened to never explain, never complain thing? You see, the royal family are here explaining themselves. They are here complaining of what Harry has put it in the limelight. And let me just read a small piece for radio that actually was released after all this kind of drama. So here we go. The program covered the latest developments in the story of Prince Harry and his legal case around protection for him and his family in the UK, and interviewed former close protection officer Richard H. to get a broader understanding of security considerations. Claims were repeated that the process had been an establishment stitch-up, and we failed to properly challenge this and other allegations. This case is ultimately the responsibility of the Home Office, and we should have reflected their statements. We are pleased that the court has found in favor of the government's position in this case. The UK government's protective security system is rigorous and proportionate. It is our long-standing policy not to provide detailed information on those arrangements, as doing so could compromise their integrity and affect individuals' security. We also should have given the view of Buckingham Palace. All these issues have been examined repeatedly and meticulously by the courts, with the same conclusion reached on each occasion. This was a lapse in our usual high editorial standards. That is actually from BBC. And honestly speaking, it's like they are just kneeling down to the royal family. I don't know if they are scared. I don't know if there is any favor that they want to get in future from the palace. Whatever it is, everything is explaining how Harry has been fighting for the security and this media manipulation. This is actually cult moves. How many times do the royal reporters sit on television shows and giving their experts opinion in line with the palace and ripping Harry and Meghan apart without being challenged? All the time, definitely. And this is the hypocrisy that we all have been talking about. This is really unfair, and I'm just here feeling so sad because Harry is facing whatever cruel world can offer. It is actually so much hurting to see such kind of things going on just because Harry sat down and gave his own views and whatever he learned from the case. And Harry said, never complain and never explain thing is a myth, which I am now seeing happen because the royals complain and explain themselves through the UK media and the royal rota and even the royal books. They do complain and explain themselves via those platforms. So if the BBC released this statement, this is actually going to hurt most of us because I didn't even expect such kind of thing to happen because I thought finally BBC is going to air the truth. But it's like now they are playing safe on the side of the royal family. They really want to clear their image so that they can get some other favors from the palace. I believe that is the case. And maybe it is because they have been threatened, something like that. But honestly speaking, the royal family was shaken by the interview and they forced BBC to even retract their explosive Harry and the former royal military officer interviews. That is basically what is happening, my people, and I can just urge all of us to continue supporting Prince Harry. Let us fight for Harry's justice because he is facing a lot. And I'm very sure at some point, everything will just go the right way. Let me just hope for that. And my people, now that we have seen how much the BBC is now apologizing in a way to the royal family, let us learn that no one can even stand with you, even when you are speaking facts. Some people are just out there looking for favors from institutions like the royal family. And you see, whatever is happening, I'm not here to blame anyone, but I'm just here to speak the truth about whatever is going on between the palace and the BBC. The BBC were forced to make corrections. And it's like they are making it, honestly, because releasing that statement, they have accepted that they were in the wrong side. Which for me, I don't know what was wrong with that interview. Harry basically said everything the way it was. But my people, that is what has been happening for the longest time. And let me just say, we wish Harry the best and may God continue protecting Harry and his kids and even the wife, Meghan Sussex. Thank you for having me and let's meet in our next one. Bye.